Let me ask you a question that might hurt a little. How much energy have you wasted trying to prove you matter to people who don't even care? Think about it. How many times have you sat there, phone in hand, drafting a post, or sitting at a table, explaining your big plan, waiting for that nod of approval, waiting for that hit of dopamine that makes you feel like you've accomplished something before you've even started? We live in a world that tells you to broadcast your life. Share your wins, share your breakfast, share your grind. But let me tell you the brutal truth that nobody wants to admit. Most people talk about the work because they are terrified to actually do it. They announce their moves because the applause feels like success. But applause is not success. Applause is a drug. And every time you open your mouth to seek validation for a dream you haven't built yet, you are leaking the very power you need to build it. You see, there is a science to this failure. When you tell everyone what you are going to do, I'm going to start that business in 2026, I'm going to lose 30 pounds, I'm going to write that book, your brain releases dopamine, it tricks you. It gives you the chemical reward of the achievement without you having to endure the sweat, the tears, or the discipline required to actually earn it. You feel good, you feel productive, but you haven't moved an inch. You are standing in the same spot, high on the fumes of a fantasy, while the real work remains untouched in the dark. And this is why you are stuck. This is why you feel that gnawing emptiness when the lights stop coming and the room goes quiet, because you have traded your potency for attention. But 2026 demands something different from you. If you want to change your life, really change it. Not just put a fresh coat of paint on the same old rot. You have to learn the art of the disappear. You have to learn to embrace the dark room. You have to understand that the most powerful move you will ever make is the one nobody sees coming. Real power doesn't scream. It doesn't clamor for attention. It doesn't need to be televised. Think about the seed in the soil. Does the seed shout when it breaks open? Does the oak tree demand an audience while it pushes its roots through the dirt in the pitch black of winter? No. It grows in silence. It grows in the dark. It anchors itself deep in the earth where no one can see, so that when the storm comes, and the storm is coming, it can stand tall. You are that seed. But you keep digging yourself up to see if you've grown yet. You keep exposing your roots to the harsh light of public opinion before they've had a chance to take hold. And then you wonder why you wither. You have to stop giving people access to your vision before it's ready. Not everyone deserves a front row seat to your process. In fact, most people in your life are not equipped to handle the magnitude of what you are trying to build. When you share your big vision with small minds, they don't see your potential, they see their own limitations reflected back at them. They will tell you, be realistic. They will tell you that's too risky. They will plant seeds of doubt in your garden because your growth makes them uncomfortable. Your evolution reminds them of their stagnation. So they try to pull you back down to their level, not because they hate you, but because your rising exposes their falling. So the first rule for 2026 is simple, but it is hard. Close your mouth, shut it, stop explaining yourself, stop justifying your existence, stop trying to get people to understand you. You do not owe anyone an explanation for your growth. You do not owe anyone a breakdown of how you got where you are or where you are going. That part of the journey belongs to you. The long nights, yours. The early mornings when your body screams for sleep, but your spirit screams for destiny, yours. The setbacks that brought you to your knees, yours. When you move in silence, you become dangerous. You become unpredictable. People fear what they cannot see. They respect what they cannot predict. In a world where everyone is vomiting their every thought onto the internet, the person who holds their cards close to their chest is the one who controls the game. Silence is not weakness. Silence is a strategy. It is a weapon. It keeps you from reacting impulsively. It keeps you from saying things you'll regret. But more importantly, it forces you to sit with yourself. And that is the part that scares you, isn't it? Being alone with yourself. We fill our lives with noise, podcasts, music, endless scrolling, gossip, drama. Because if we turn it all off, if we sit in a quiet room with nothing but our own thoughts, we might have to face the person in the mirror. And for a lot of you, that person is a stranger. Or worse, that person is someone you don't even like. You've spent so much time curating a version of yourself for the world that you've lost a version of yourself that actually exists. You've been running from your own reflection. But if you want to win in 2026, you have to stop running. You have to look at that reflection and say, I am going to fix this. Not for them, for me. You have to reach a point where you like yourself enough to keep a promise to yourself. How can you trust yourself to build an empire if you can't even trust yourself to get out of bed when the alarm goes off? How can you command respect from the world if you don't respect yourself enough to put down the junk food, to put down the distractions, to do the work when no one is watching? You are built by the tiny decisions you make in the dark. The world rewards you in public for what you do in private. But you want the public reward without the private sacrifice. You want the trophy without the training. You want the resurrection without the death. But you have to die to who you used to be if you want to give birth to who you are becoming. This is about the stoic art of taking back control. Epictetus taught us that we are disturbed not by things, but by the views we take of them. We are disturbed because we attach our happiness to things outside of our control. What people think, who likes us, the outcome of the game. But the Stoics knew the secret. The only thing you control is you. Your judgments, your actions, your character. Imagine if you took all that energy you spend worrying about other people's opinions, all that energy you spend trying to craft the perfect image, and you poured it into your own foundation. Imagine if you treated your energy like a bank account. Every time you engage in drama, you are making a withdrawal. Every time you explain yourself to a fool, you are going bankrupt. You have to stop leaking your power. You have to hoard your focus like it is the last bottle of water in the desert. Because 2026 is going to ask you a question. Are you ready? Not do you want it. Everyone wants it. Everyone wants the money, the freedom, the body, the love. But are you ready to carry the weight of it? Because the weight of success will crush you if you haven't built the muscle to hold it. And muscle is built through resistance. It is built through pain. You cannot have a life of greatness without a season of pain. I know you want it to be easy. I know you're looking for the hack, the shortcut, the easy way out. But let me tell you, the easy way leads to a hard life. The hard way, the discipline, the silence, the focus leads to a life of freedom. You have to choose your hard. Being broke is hard. Being wealthy is hard. Choose your hard. Being out of shape is hard. Being disciplined in the gym is hard. Choose your hard. Having difficult conversations is hard. Living in resentment is hard. Choose your hard. There is no path that doesn't involve struggle, but the struggle you choose in the dark room. The struggle of self-mastery, that is the struggle that liberates you. I want you to think about the concept of the dark room. In photography, before a beautiful image can be seen, it has to be developed in the dark. It has to sit in the chemicals. It has to undergo a process where light cannot touch it. If you expose it to light too soon, you ruin the picture. You are in the dark room right now. Maybe you feel lonely. Maybe you feel like life is burying you, but you need to shift your perspective. You are not being buried, you are being planted. This loneliness you feel, it's not abandonment, it's insulation. Life is trying to protect you while you grow. It's removing the distractions. It's removing the fake friends. It's removing the noise so that you can finally hear your own voice. Do not run from the quiet. The quiet is where the answers are. There's a quote that says, "A fool is known by his speech, and a wise man by his silence." When you are silent, you can observe. You can see the chessboard. You can see people's true intentions. When you are always talking, you are blind. You are so busy projecting that you cannot perceive. Silence gives you the upper hand. It makes you the smartest person in the room because you are the only one gathering data while everyone else is giving it away. So how do we do this? How do we step into 2026 with this new power? First, you must kill the addiction to tomorrow. Tomorrow is a liar. Tomorrow is the graveyard of dreams. You say, I'll start in January. I'll start on Monday. No, you start now. The moment you delay, you are training your mind to accept failure. You are training yourself that your word means nothing. You have to become a person of immediate execution, speed of implementation. If you have an idea, you move on it in silence. You don't tweet about it. You don't call your mom. You do the first step. Second, you have to embrace the boredom of consistency. We love the highlight reel. We love the montage in the movie where the hero gets strong in 3 minutes of upbeat music. But real life isn't a montage. Real life is waking up at 4 a.m. when it's cold and dark and you don't want to do it. Real life is doing the same boring things over and over again until they compound into greatness. It's repetition. It's mundane. But that is where the magic is hiding, in the dirt, in the repetition. Third, you have to detach. You have to practice emotional detachment. This doesn't mean you become a robot. It means you stop letting outside events control your internal state. Someone cuts you off in traffic, you don't react. Someone leaves a nasty comment, you don't react. You are not a puppet. You do not let the world pull your strings. You stand firm in your own frame. You decide how you feel. You decide what matters. This is the ultimate freedom. Because let me tell you about the people who win. The people who truly win are the ones who have a vision so clear, so compelling, that nothing can pull them off course. They have tunnel vision. They don't look to the left to see who's competing with them. They don't look to the right to see who's criticizing them. They look straight ahead. They are running a race against their potential, not against other people. And when you focus on yourself like that, when you truly lock in, people will start to look at you differently. They will wonder what happened. They will ask, why are you so quiet? Why don't we see you at the club anymore? Why have you changed? And you won't even need to answer. You'll just smile because you know that you are building something they can't see yet. You know that you are becoming a ghost to the old life so you can be the king or queen of the new one. You have to be willing to be the villain in their story. If it means being the hero in yours, you have to be willing to set boundaries that offend people. You have to be willing to say no without guilt. No, I can't come. No, I can't help you with that. No, I am not available. Your availability is not a sign of your worth. Your worth is found in what you protect, not what you give away. Listen to me closely. The time for playing small is over. The time for begging for a seat at the table is over. You are going to build your own table, but you are going to build it in the garage with the lights off while everyone else is sleeping. There is a beast inside of you that has been dormant for too long. It's been sedated by comfort. It's been sedated by fear. It's been sedated by the opinions of sheep. It is time to wake it up. But you don't wake it up with a shout. You wake it up with a whisper. A whisper that says, I am done with this mediocrity. A whisper that says, I am ready to suffer for what I want. You have 24 hours in a day. Just like Beyonce. Just like Elon. Just like the greats. The difference is not the time. The difference is the focus. The difference is they don't leak energy on nonsense. They don't chase snakes into the woods to see why they bit them. They heal the wound and keep moving. So, as we look toward 2026, I need you to make a pact with yourself. A pact of silence. A pact of focus. You are going to take the next year and you are going to disappear into your purpose. You are going to study your craft like your life depends on it, because it does. You are going to work on your mind, your body, and your spirit with a ferocity that scares you a little bit. And when you feel like quitting, because you will, when the motivation fades and the discipline is the only thing left holding you up, you are going to remember this moment. You are going to remember that you chose this. You chose the path of the warrior. You chose the path of the lion who moves in silence. You don't need them to believe in you. In fact, it's better if they don't. Let their doubt be your fuel. Let their mockery be the wood in your fire. But don't burn the house down trying to prove them wrong. Just build a bigger house. Everything you want is on the other side of a door marked focus. But you have to walk through it alone. You have to leave the baggage at the entrance. You have to leave the need for validation at the entrance. You have to leave the old version of you at the entrance. Are you brave enough to walk through? Are you brave enough to be quiet? Are you brave enough to bet on yourself when the odds say you should fold? Because if you are, if you can find that silence, if you can find that focus, 2026 won't just be another year. It will be the year you finally meet the person you were always meant to be. But it starts right now, not tomorrow. Right now, with a decision to cut the noise, a decision to look in the mirror and say, it's just you and me. The world is loud. Be quiet. The world is distracted. Be focused. The world is pretending. Be real. Move in silence and let your success make the noise. But here is where the rubber meets the road. It is one thing to say you are going to be silent. It is another thing entirely to endure the silence. Because when you stop performing for the crowd, when you stop posting every meal and every workout, when you stop texting people who drain you, the room gets very quiet. And in that quiet, you are going to feel something you might not have felt in a long time. You are going to feel the weight of your own potential staring back at you. You see, desperation repels what you desire. The more you chase something, whether it's success, love, or respect, the more it runs away from you. Think about trying to catch a butterfly. If you run after it, grasping and clawing, it flies away. It senses your chaotic energy. But if you stand still, if you focus on becoming a garden, if you focus on your own stillness, the butterfly lands on your shoulder. That is the energy you need to bring into 2026. You have to stop chasing. You have to stop begging for a seat at tables where you aren't even respected. When you stop chasing, you start attracting because you begin operating from a place of abundance instead of lack. You have to reach a point where you can look in the mirror and genuinely say, I like me, not the version of me that gets likes on Instagram, not the version of me that buys rounds of drinks to impress strangers. The real me, the one with the scars and the flaws. Dry Creek Dwayne said something that shook me. He said, I like me. I would buy me a drink. Can you say that? Because if you don't like yourself, you will always be a slave to the opinions of people who don't even like themselves. There is a terrifying statistic that says, if your dog gets sick, there is a 95% chance you will fill the prescription and give them the medicine. But if you get sick, if you go to the doctor and get a prescription for yourself, there is only about a 50% chance you will actually take it properly. Think about what that says about your self-worth. You are literally capable of caring for a pet better than you care for yourself. You would never let your dog starve, but you let your own spirit starve every single day. You let your dreams starve. You feed your body junk. You feed your mind garbage, and then you wonder why you feel sick. In 2026, you have to treat yourself like someone you are responsible for helping. You have to treat yourself with the same respect you give to total strangers. And part of that respect is protecting your energy from the snakes. I want you to imagine you are walking through the woods and a snake bites you. What do? Do you chase the snake into the woods to kill it? Do you try to find out why it bit you? Do you scream at the snake? No. If you chase the snake, the poison circulates faster and you die. You don't chase the snake. You heal the wound. You get the medical attention you need to save yourself. But so many of you are chasing snakes. Someone disrespects you at work? That's a snake bite. You spend all week venting about it, plotting revenge, stewing in anger. You are chasing the snake. Someone leaves a nasty comment on your post? Snake bite. You spend an hour writing a reply? You are chasing the snake. A relationship ends? Snake bite. You stalk their profile to see if they are happy without you. You are chasing the snake into the deep, dark woods, and while you are chasing them, you are dying. In 2026, we do not chase snakes. We heal. We move on. We understand that revenge is a distraction. The best revenge is not destroying them. The best revenge is building yourself until they become irrelevant. It's getting to a place where you don't even care if they are watching because you are so consumed with your own elevation. This brings us back to the work, the real work, the boring work. We live in a culture that is obsessed with the outcome but allergic to the process. Everyone wants the championship ring, but nobody wants the 4 a.m. practice. Everyone wants the viral moment, but nobody wants the years of obscurity. But let me tell you about the extra 22 seconds. There was a runner who had a ritual. No matter how long the run was, whether it was 30 minutes or an hour, he would always run for exactly 22 seconds more than he planned. Why? Because that little extra, that tiny push when your body wants to stop, that is where the growth lives. You have to be willing to do the things that don't scale. You have to be willing to be the architect of systems that work without you needing to be the center of attention. The most successful people, the introverts who run the world quietly, they don't just rely on charisma, they rely on preparation. They walk into a room and they are 3 moves ahead because while everyone else was talking, they were studying. They weaponize preparation. When you are silent, you can hear things others miss. You become dangerous because you are observing. In a heated meeting, while everyone is shouting, the person who wins is usually the one who stayed quiet, took notes, read the body language, and then spoke one sentence that cut through the noise. That is the power you are building. You are turning listening into a strategic advantage. But you have to accept that this path is going to feel lonely, and that is okay. You have to reframe loneliness as solitude. Loneliness is the poverty of self. Solitude is the richness of self. Great minds, Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, Newton, they didn't just tolerate being alone. They used it as a competitive advantage. They scheduled thinking time. When was the last time you just sat and thought? No phone, no music, no podcast, just you and your brain, solving the problems of your life. If you can't sit in a room alone for 15 minutes without feeling anxious, you are not free. You are a slave to stimulation. You need to break that chain. You need to adopt what the Stoics called the view from above. When you feel overwhelmed, when you feel like your problems are crushing you, close your eyes and zoom out. See yourself in your room, then see your house in the neighborhood, then the city, then the country, then the planet, spinning in the vast darkness of space. From that perspective, that email that annoyed you doesn't matter. That person who didn't text you back doesn't matter. It shrinks your ego and it expands your perspective. It reminds you that you are part of something massive and your petty grievances are just dust. This allows you to practice what is called cognitive distancing. You realize that you are not your thoughts. You are the thinker of your thoughts. Just because a thought enters your head, I'm not good enough, they're laughing at me, doesn't mean you have to agree with it. You can look at that thought and say, that is just an impression. It is not the truth. You have to stop letting your emotions drive the car. Your emotions should be passengers, not the driver. They can give you information, hey, we're feeling sad right now, but they don't get to grab the steering wheel and drive you off a cliff. You decide. You use reason. The Stoics believe that destructive emotions are just a result of bad judgments. If you change the judgment, you change the emotion. So when you face a setback in 2026, and you are not going to fall apart, you are going to look at it and ask, is this within my control? If it's not, you accept it. You don't fight the weather. You don't scream at the rain. You put on a raincoat and you keep walking. If it is within your control, you get to work. That is the dichotomy of control. It is the secret to an unshakable mind. And let's talk about the people around you, because as you change, they will get uncomfortable. They will say, you've changed, and you should look them in the eye and say, I hope so, because if you haven't changed, you're dying. Growth is uncomfortable for those who refuse to grow. Your evolution highlights their stagnation. You might have to love some people from a distance. You might have to realize that some people are only in your life because you are useful to them, not because they value you. Absence is a powerful teacher. Sometimes, the only way to show someone your worth is to remove your presence. If you walk away and they don't fight for you, they didn't value you, and that hurts, but it is the truth, and the truth will set you free. Don't be afraid to be the villain in their version of the story if it means being the hero in yours. You have to set boundaries. A boundary is not a wall, it is a door that you lock. You decide who gets a key, and in 2026, you are changing the locks. You are going to stop explaining yourself. Explaining is a trauma response. It's a habit from childhood when you needed to justify your existence to adults. You are grown now. You do not owe anyone an explanation for your goals, your diet, your sleep schedule, or your ambition. When you stop explaining, you take back your power. No is a complete sentence. You are going to build habits that nobody knows about. You are going to wake up early, not to post a picture of your watch, but to get a head start on the enemy, and the enemy is the old you. You are going to read books that nobody knows you are reading. You are going to build skills that nobody knows you are building. You are going to become a ghost. And I know part of you wants the credit. Part of you wants to say, look how hard I'm working. That's your ego. Kill it. The dopamine hit you get from telling people your goals actually tricks your brain into feeling like you've already achieved them. It reduces the likelihood that you will actually do the work. Keep that energy bottled up. Let the pressure build. Let that internal pressure become the fuel that drives you through the fatigue. Because there will be fatigue. There will be days when you question everything. There will be days when the dark room feels more like a prison than a sanctuary. In those moments, you have to rely on discipline, not motivation. Motivation is a feeling. Discipline is a command. Motivation says, I don't feel like it. Discipline says, do it anyway. You have to fall in love with the boredom of consistency. The compound effect is real. Small, smart choices, repeated consistently over time, equal radical difference. It's not the one heroic workout. It's the 300 workouts you did when you didn't want to. It's not the one viral video. It's the hundreds of hours of practice that made you good enough to make that video. We are talking about a total restructuring of your mind. You are going to stop being a consumer and start being a producer. Most people wake up and immediately give their brain to the world. They check texts, emails, social media. They are reacting. In 2026, you will not react. You will create. You will take the first hour of the day for yourself. You will claim your territory before the world tries to invade it. You need to understand that nobody is coming to save you. No white knight, no lottery ticket, no magic government program. It is you against you. The mirror test is the only test that matters. When you brush your teeth at night, can you look yourself in the eye and say, I gave it everything today? Or do you have to look away because you know you cut corners? You know you took the easy way out. Make 2026 the year you stop looking away. You are building a legacy. A legacy isn't just money. It's the example you set. It's the proof that it is possible to change. You are breaking generational curses by simply refusing to be the same person your parents were, by refusing to pass down the same trauma and the same excuses. And listen, you are going to fail. Let's get that out of the way. You are going to stumble, but failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of the success. Thomas Edison didn't fail. He found 10,000 ways that didn't work. You have to be willing to look foolish. You have to be willing to be a beginner. The amateur practices until they get it right. The professional practices until they can't get it wrong. You are becoming a professional at your own life. This is about resilience. It's about being the person who can get hit and keep moving forward. Dry Creek Dwayne talked about how we pick up coping mechanisms from our parents, putting on a fake smile while screaming on the inside. You have to break that.